is Not Sam Wrestling.
Introducing your host from New York, here is Sam Roberts.
You know, ECW is also, of course, where you got to go one-on-one with Rapid Delivery. That's the, of course, you've talked about it on your podcast like, 1,000 times, but that's the tights ripping incident. But were you excited, like just as like a wrestling fan? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox from MTV True Life. I was so excited. So he's the enhancement talent for the night. It's supposed to be me, going over strong. I give him a couple shots,
Right.
give him a little
He's Rapid Delivery. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta give him the old, pull the trunks, pull him into the turnbuckle.
Uh-huh.
His trunks were made of dust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So usually when you have trunks, they're sewn at the sides, the seam are on the sides.
Yeah.
His were sewn at the crotch, like connecting the front and the back.
Yeah.
As I pull, whole thing explodes. I have no idea what's going on, right? So he's in the corner now, covering up. I don't think anything of it.
Of course not.
Right?
Yeah.
Give him the boot in the corner.
Uh-huh.
At the time, that wasn't one of my big signatures, so I couldn't pull him out for the cover yet. What I would do was I'd give him the old slingshot.
The worst move you could take with no tights on, by the way.
And when I had it hooked, and I looked down, I realized what's going on.
Right.
Right?
You saw Rapid Delivery.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I give him the slingshot, and then I'm thinking, well, it's a get over match. I can't beat him with a slingshot. So I have to give him the Zack attack, of course, which is some weird, he's bent over, knee in the neck, grab the arm, neck breaker. If you find photos online, he's covered up the whole time. I hit him with it 1, 2, 3. Luckily, this was like live to tape.
Right.
So they had a couple hours to adjust it, where if you watch it back, you just see like my chest up the last half of the match.
Is he pissed? Because I'd be pissed even if I believed you that you didn't do it on purpose. I'm like, okay, accidents happen, but why did he keep going that long? Like, because he wanted to make sure that everything worked. Like, I had no tights on. Why couldn't?
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
He probably, from his perspective, he's probably thinking like, I understand you normally wouldn't, but just pin me with the slingshot. You figured it out. What the problem is?
So I got to the back, and I was so nervous. Like, am I going to get in trouble? But the whole gorilla position was laughing. Everyone was laughing. They kept replaying it over and over from all these angles. His little dick flopping, And he was angry at me. He told me I was pulling his tights too hard. But, dude, first of all, he didn't have any under trunks on.
Come on.
His tights were made of dust.
Yeah.
The seams underneath. And for years, he thought, like, I had been, like, convinced to do it. Like, you can't rip someone's tights on purpose. Right.
Yeah. Like you can't sit there and go like, okay, here's the plan. We'll rip his tights off his body. Like, tights don't rip apart. You're supposed to wrestle in them. They're supposed to be strong.
So now we're buddies, and then this is obviously, since it's not canon, we do stuff on the Major Wrestling podcast where he has pulled my pants down.
Right.
He's hit me with my title. So there's big beef, big war, but that's the podcast. We're not talking about the podcast.
No,
right now.
That's canon.
That's right.
Was there a part of you when you're sitting there, right, and Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox is yelling at you because you've embarrassed him so much? Are you just sitting there thinking like, oh my God, look, the guy from MTV is mad at me now. That's so funny. At
that point, I just felt bad for him because I knew I wasn't in trouble.
Right.
I just felt bad for him. Like, oh man, I hope they call him back. And I don't think they ever did.
Yeah. And too, you're like, I know this guy had a dream to be a superstar because I watched it on MTV.
Right.
I saw it.
It all worked out. He got his revenge like 10 years later at the live Major Wrestling Favorite Podcast 4.
Right. Of course.
Hit me with my title. Not part of the script. He took the title, went downstairs, and got naked and did the Shawn Michaels Playgirl pose with the title. That was not part of the script. That was definitely not in canon. I'm doing the show the whole time. I don't know what's going on. It's not until later I find out.
Right.
After doing the photo ops, posing with the title.
I don't know what it is about you. Every time you make a title, somebody has to do that naked Shawn Michaels pose with it.
Well, it is what it is. It's an infamous pose, and I make titles famous. What can I say?
Yeah, you do. You really, really do. So what would you say is the best, other than that, obviously, the best single kind of moment from your ECW run?
I think Wrestling Christian.
Yeah.
Or retiring Tommy Dreamer, who's still fucking wrestling.
Yeah. I was there for that show, and he stood at the ramp, and his family was there, and he said goodbye, and then he's wrestling now more than anybody in the business. Yeah.
But it was cool that he trusted me to do that, and Wrestling Christian was super cool because I went from not really having any singles matches to Wrestling Christian, the guy who I think one of the most underrated performers of all time, and one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of all time. So that was really, really cool to wrestle Christian.